Good afternoon. My name is Mike Redmond. I'm the former coach of the UPEI Women's Soccer Panthers for 9 years, a couple of years with the men's soccer Panthers as well. We're joined here today by Tyffanie Bordage from the UPEI Women's Soccer Program, and this is our first episode of Off the Pitch. So Tiff, tell us where you're from.
I'm from Acadie Siding, New Brunswick. This little town, population probably around 20, but yep.
And you're a graduate of the business program at UPEI?
I did, yeah, in 2020.
Okay. So why UPEI? Why are you here?
Just wanted to change. I've been in New Brunswick my whole life and I wanted a different province and heard a lot of good things and hasn't disappointed yet.
Awesome. So last weekend was the team's first weekend, home game versus St. FX, a tough 2-1 loss, and then on the road at the University of Moncton and a 4-1 win. Player of the game winner. Couldn't get it on video, but I heard it was a good goal by Coach Page. Tell us about the weekend.
I think the X game was a pretty tough loss, but we weren't disappointed by it because we had tons of good moments and we showed that we could hold our end against probably a top 3 team. They've always been a good team, and we knew that after beating them in preseason that they'd come out even harder for the regular season opener. But no, at the end of the game, we were upset for a couple minutes, and then we started thinking about Moncton, and we knew that that was a game that we needed even more because they're a team that we've beaten in the past, and we just showed up and got the work done. Took us a little bit to get it started. We had a way better second half, but
yeah. I'm gonna ask you kind of a question. As a coach, my focus, I used to like being on the road, but when that bus pulls into UNB or University of Moncton Acadia, did the jitters hit you there, and it's now focus time and you're ready to go and it's all business?
I think everyone's a bit different. We have some girls that are pull their hoodies up, put their headphones in. Yeah. I think I'm kind of more bouncing around, talking to everyone, absolutely. Trying to keep my mind off the game because I get overly stressed. Yeah. But then the second that Lewis has finished his pregame talk and gets out of the dressing room, the second that door closes, then it's okay, game time. Excellent.
So you brought up Lewis. Lewis is the new head coach of the women's program at UPEI. He has a phenomenal career with the National Coaching Program, the Canadian Soccer Association, been with the men's team as long as I can remember. Tell us what he's brought to the program.
I think after having a couple of years of bouncing between coaches, it was kind of nice to have someone who was a familiar face. He's been around, he's been coaching the boys team forever and ever since I've been here. So at first it was kind of okay, we know him and his team's been doing well and we see them practice. So we were kind of assuming okay, it'll be hopefully good for us too. And then right from the beginning, it was crazy the changes that he's made because we were kind of at first scared of him because he's so serious. He's such a serious man. But then we got to know him, and then he does still joke around and stuff. But it seems every time something really good happens or something bad or someone shows up late to practice and he wants to put the message through, he does it in a way where you're for a second you're terrified and you're never going to be late for practice, but then by the end of the speech, you're hyped up and you're we're going to be the greatest team ever.
So, yeah. Big preseason, training camp, now it's the expectations. What are the expectations for the women's program this year?
Make playoffs for first. Yeah. That's our number one goal. We're just looking to do better than the previous season. Win more games. We always wait till the last minute to try to win a game to get us into playoffs. So I think this year we're just trying to
focus,
make some ground earlier so we can.
So it's interesting you brought that up. Yeah. So 2014 would have been the last time the program made the playoffs. You scored 4 goals on Sunday in Moncton. That hasn't happened in a couple years. It seems to be there's a corner's been turned. Certainly from what I could see against St. FX. Much more organized, great commitment to winning. Playoffs seems to be very realistic. We always used to talk about within the program, 18 points is critically important and you don't want to be chasing points into October when it's cold and wet. And that's a goal. A CIS would be obviously fantastic, but let's get into the AUS and see what can happen.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for all that. I want to finish with just a really fast 5 questions. Favorite soccer player?
I'm going to have to say Christine Sinclair after that big gold medal.
Okay,
It's kind of,
absolutely.
it's a pretty obvious one, I'd say, for women's soccer at this point.
Okay, favorite team?
I don't really want to say the Canadian national team, but I'm kind of like pushed
That's where
that
you're
way
going?
just
That's
because yeah, I know that gold medal, it's like it's in everyone's heads, like
Absolutely.
even going into AUS.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Best sport moment, personally?
Personally, well, there's been lots of really good moments, but I mean, I guess just to recap back from the weekend, Lewis told you about that goal.
Yeah,
We scored the game
absolutely.
winner. It's always been like my dream to score like a diving header goal, and like it accidentally happened, but it happened. So I'd
And you
say
almost
that.
scored a back heel.
And I almost scored a back heel, yeah. So that's definitely like a goal that
absolutely.
I'll never forget. So.
Okay, greatest personal influence?
Personal influence. I've had many in my life too. I'm really fortunate, but I'd probably say I had a gym teacher in high school. Her name was Martine, and she was an unreal athlete and an unreal teacher and an unreal person. And I think that like throughout my whole life, like she's probably been like my biggest personal influence. She's probably the reason that I like am playing soccer and stuff. So
last one, favorite food?
Favorite food. I thought about this because I knew you were coming. I don't have a favorite food, but I'm going to add that I need a bag of Skittles every time I play a game before my game. So
I didn't qualify that by saying favorite junk food.
Oh, you know what? Food's food.
Food. So listen, that's it. It's a wrap. It's our first ever episode of Off the Pitch. So really thank you for coming on, and good luck this weekend against Acadia, and we hope to see you play the game again.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.